Here tonight honors 6 outstanding individuals who are being inducted into the 12th class of the San Diego County Sports Officials Hall of Fame for 2017. These inductees have been selected for their expertise, integrity, sportsmanship, longevity, dedication, and love of the sport they officiated. And our first inductee tonight is Mike Allen for baseball and football. Mike grew up in La Mesa, attended Grossmont High, participated in football, baseball, basketball, graduated in 1964. He's a graduate of Grossmont Community College and San Diego State. During his senior year of high school, he enlisted in the Marine Corps, and upon his completion of 4 years in the Marines, he and his wife Marquet moved back to San Diego, and Mike was hired by the San Diego Gas and Electric Company. He retired 10 years ago, 2007, as a marketing manager after 38 years of service. His 40-year umpiring career, starting in 1978 at the Little League level and progressing through high school, junior college, and Division I NC2A baseball. He's a current member of the West Coast Conference, NC2A Division I, California Collegiate Athletic Association, NC2A Division II, Pac-West Conference, NC2A Division II, Golden West Athletic Conference, NAIA, Southern California Collegiate Baseball Umpires Association, JC Orange County, Southern California Collegiate Baseball Umpires Association, JC San Diego, and Pacific Umpires High School. Just couldn't make up his mind. Mike is a past president of the San Diego County Baseball Umpires Association, Division II NC2A Regional Umpire, Chico State, Division III NC2A Regional Umpire, Oregon. Mike's a founding member of the San Diego County Sports Officials Hall of Fame. And his football officiating career includes 33 years as a high school football official for the San Diego County Football Officials Association, of which he has been past president, member of the board of directors, and is currently a crew chief. He's worked numerous postseason playoff games, and he continues to work with youth Pop Warner and American youth football games on Saturdays. Junior high flag games during the week, of course, and a member of Camp Pendleton Football Officials Association. He's also a hell of a golfer, I can testify to that. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Allen.
You got part of that right, Bob, with the longevity part. That's probably why I left it. That was a joke. I want to thank the San Diego County Sports Officials Hall of Fame Association for selecting me and the other recipients tonight. And a special thank you goes to Nathan Thurns from Pacific Baseball for encouraging me to apply to Pacific Baseball for this particular award. I'm both honored and humbled to be before you tonight. Many of you out there, a lot of you out there, I've either worked football with or baseball with, and I learned from all of you. Some good, things I remember, some things, Mike, not so good, that I will not remember. The person who started this whole organization, San Diego County Sports Officials Association, couldn't be here tonight. And I understand Mike got the way, and that's Mike McDonald. So if you get a chance, and I'm not sure what the issue is, but send Mike an email, tell him hi, and let him know that we care. Because without Mike McDonald, this association, these members, these awards wouldn't be happening. Mike was the visionary who started this whole thing. So I would say, even in Mike's absence, we should give Mike a hand. I'm blessed tonight to have two important members of my family here with me tonight. my lovely wife of 52 years, Marquet, who's over the 40 years. More on her later. And our son, Brian, who's sitting right next to her. I want to start out with Brian real quick. Brian attended Granite Hills High School, played football for Paul Wargo and baseball for Gordy Thompson. Everybody remember Gordy Thompson? Few of you do, yep. He received a baseball scholarship at Pepperdine University and played for Dave Gordy. He graduated in 4 years and later completed his MBA from Pepperdine. Brian and his wife, Claire, and his son, Asher Allen, 10 years old, live in Louisville, Colorado, just east of Boulder. He's a very successful business executive, and his mom and I are extremely proud of his accomplishments. Thank you for being here tonight, Brian. So what prompted me to get into umpiring? Well, when Brian was 8 years old, we started him out in caps, and then he went on to minors, and then majors, and then on and on and on. Well, I was the coach that people would say, don't be that guy. I'm here to tell you I was that guy. I was a real asshole. Ball, strike, save, out. I thought I had the right no matter what they said. So I let them know about it. So I coached Brian, and is that right, Brian? Yeah, that's right. I coached Brian in caps, in minors, and majors. And I thought, after watching some of the umpire, I could do a better job, frankly. So that's why I got into baseball umpire. Now, I have a confession to make. Since I was that guy towards the umpires, I was also that father you don't want to be, which was push, push, push. After the game, you didn't do this right, you didn't do that right, you should have done this. Well, that was pretty good. We get home for dinner, the same routine, push, push, push. My son, that was the hardest on him. So for all those years, Little League, Pony League, Colt League, I owe you an apology for being that kid, being that father, all right? So now that your son's 10, you know what not to do, right? There you go. After a few years of doing Little League locally, I joined the San Diego County Baseball Umpires Association, which is well represented tonight here. I see a lot of people I worked with back then in that group. They supplied the umpires for Little League all the way through college at that time. They did it all, right, Mike Hart?
That's right.
And so, and the assignment at that time was none other than who? Bob Merchant. I will never forget Bob's phone number. Bob passed away, what, 2 years ago, I think, or 3? Bob's number was 426-0809. And back then, when the assigner gave you an assignment, you better not turn it back, because you would not get another assignment for the rest of the year. Just ask Ken Hawley in football, right? You took the assignment and you worked it. Oftentimes, Bob loved to play cards. Remember the Bicycle Card Club on Elkhorn Boulevard? Nobody remembers that. Well, it was a card room. Mike Hart remembers. It was a card room on Elkhorn Boulevard, about 30th Street, I think. Well, he'd go there and play cards. And somehow he'd forget to call people for their assignments. So you'd get a phone call at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. Hey Mike, Bob Merchant here. I need you to go to a Mesa Pony League for a 1 or 4 o'clock game tomorrow. Can you do it? Yes sir, Bob, I'll be there. So bless Bob's heart, but I still remember his number as an assigner. I don't know why, but I still remember. A story. How many of you remember Lefty, number 40? Jerry Bartow from baseball. A few of you do. Jerry coached at Hoover in the early years, and he coached until he was probably 75 down at Southwestern College. And I was doing a game up at City College at Southwestern, and the guy comes home, and I call the kid out, sliding it home. And it was Jerry's kid, one of his kids. And Jerry comes running out and said, he missed the call. And I said, no, Jerry, the tag beat before he got there. So Jerry was famous for showing you how the kid slipped. Now, Jerry at that time was about 60 years old. He was old. So he gets back home, probably about 10 feet. He starts running, and he slides into home. He said, "That's what happened." As soon as his butt hit the ground, I threw him out. But the funny part was, Jerry couldn't get up. He could not get up. His coaches had to come out there and help him up. Interesting situation. Another story. Team's losing like 14-0 in a Division II college game. So the losing manager goes out to his picture, and he's out there for too long. So I go out to talk to him on the hook like that. And I said, "What you got, coach? What are you going to do?" And he said, "Well, what do you think I had to do?" And I said, "Score more runs." So this will be my 40 years in baseball this year, and I've loved every minute of it. Football. How did I get into football? How many people remember Lynn Crocker? Father Crocker. Several people. Well, Lynn lived right across the street from me in El Cajon. He knew I was doing baseball, and he told me year after year, "Get into football, get into football, you'll have fun." So I finally acquiesced in, I think 33 years ago, and came into the association. And my very first game was with Ray Sass, who's passed away several years ago. And it was at Morris Pop Warner. Well, if you remember back then, Morris Pop Warner and the other, what's the other school now? VP Pop Warner. That was a different experience going down there. But Ray was calm, cool, collected, never raised his voice. So that was my very first game, and from then on, I tried to emulate what he taught me that very first day. Then there's Bill Tellis sitting back there. What did Bill Tellis teach me? Run the damn clock. You don't get paid by how many flags we throw. We don't get paid by how many fouls we throw. Run the clock. Thank you, Bill. And I still do that today. When I first came into the Football Association, George Schutte, as you already heard, was the instructional chairperson. I remember doing a game at El Camino with George. I was on his crew for that particular game. And how many of you remember Herb Meyer, the head coach at El Camino? You think Herb was old school? Yeah, pretty much. Well, George made a call on something, it doesn't matter what it was, but Herb was out on the field at least 15 yards and out of the team box where he's supposed to be. George heard him and he just kind of turned around and looked at him and said, "Herb, are you out of the box?" Herb looked at him, looked back at George, and went right back to the box. That was George Schutte. George Schutte was a hell of an instructor, but I can tell everybody here that the person who took over from him, Mr. Steve Cooper back there, has made the association even better than it was with George. We're doing video, we're doing goals, we're doing radios, we're doing all kinds of stuff. So Steve, great job for football. Okay, finally, back to Marquet, my wife. I met Marquet, I think when I was a junior in high school. I went to Grossmont, she went to Helix, I think she was a sophomore. And we met at a dance. And I graduated in 1964, and immediately, 2 weeks later, went to the Marine Corps. I had signed up during high school. 1 year later, we were married in June of 1965. Thank you, just checking. 3 months after that, I got sent over to Vietnam. She was pregnant all by herself, so she stayed with my parents when I was over in Vietnam. Brian was born while I was gone. When I got back from Vietnam, we got sent to wonderful 29 Palms, California, and had our 2 daughters up there. When I got out of the Marine Corps in '68, I came back to San Diego. Within 2 weeks, I got a job at SDG&E because her uncle worked in the Human Resources Department. And I decided, because of the people I worked with in the Marine Corps, I should go back to college. I went 1 semester at Grossmont JC during the day. No, I went at night, I'm sorry. I took 1 class. I was like, shit, this is going to take forever. So I figured out that I should get a job at SDG at night, which I did. The story is that for 5 years, I went to school during the day, and worked at night at STG&E. But during that whole time, the 3 kids, a very young lady, who's watching the kids, who's feeding the kids, who's taking them to school, who's bathing them, who's doing this and this and this and this. She has been here for me while I'm not playing around doing football, going to football meetings, baseball meetings. And, so I just want to tell you from the bottom of my heart, I love you, and I thank you for letting me do what I did. Thank you.